It's so good to see everybody here. So many faces that I haven't seen since the start of the pandemic. So it's really, really great to see you all here, and for this incredibly special event. As most of you know, this was something we had wanted to do at our annual event back in the spring. The pandemic had other plans for us, but we are still making sure that we honor T today. So as Tanya mentioned, I'm Paige McKay-Kubik. I am the CEO of the Frazer Center. And as I said, I want to thank all of you, both those of you online and those of you at Lynbrook, for joining us today for this really special event. Frazer Center has been supporting adults and children with disabilities for more than 70 years in Atlanta. And a really big part of that story is Catherine T. Porter. For 6 decades, T. Porter has given her hard work and support to the Frazer Center. She served for decades on our board of directors. She chaired committees and acted as a liaison with our parents, worked with our children. And she continues to serve as a trustee of the Children's Rehabilitation Center Trust, the CRC, which safeguards our beautiful campus and its purpose, ensuring people with disabilities achieve lives of purpose and meaning. Today, Frazer Center serves more than 300 children and adults a year and is nationally recognized for our innovation. T. Porter has been with us on this journey and has helped bring us to where we are today. For those of you who may not know exactly what we do and what T. Porter has helped to build here, we have a video for you. It'll tell you a little bit about the Frazer Center and the services we provide, and about the Flourish Fund that is making those services accessible to more people who need them.
You have families whose child has, maybe they came here for early education, which a lot of our adult participants have. They went from Frazer Center into public school and received very good services from K through 12. Then they graduated high school, but they don't have the Medicaid waiver. What do they do now?
Frazer Center provides supports to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, helping them to be engaged in the community through employment, volunteer work, adult education, civic engagement, and we do that largely through funding from Medicaid waivers.
Individuals are eligible to receive a free public education until they're 22 years of age. After that 22nd birthday, they are an adult in society, and many families don't realize that the person they've been caring for now will need some way of supporting themselves in a job, attending a day service, or functioning in society. The Medicaid waiver pays for those services.
Those waivers allow us to use Medicaid funding to provide services that keep people out of more expensive institutional care and engaged in their communities and giving back.
For a lot of families who come to that point when they don't have the Medicaid waiver and their child is out of school, it really means that child may sit at home and watch TV or go stay at grandma's house.
What do? Do they sit on the couch? Do they have someone to support them? What do their families do when they have a loved one who needs some extra support, but there's no one to give that support?
Many families in Georgia find themselves unable to maintain employment, and older parents find it difficult to retire because they are caring for an adult child who has a disability.
There are a lot of families that struggle to meet financial needs to bring their children to a place like this. I hear phone calls all the time with moms and dads calling, and some of them a lot of times are in tears because they cannot simply afford it.
The Flourish Fund is going to help us meet the needs of those people who are on the waiting list to go ahead and get them in, start providing services while they're getting approval for their Medicaid waiver.
That fund will allow participants to access our services while they wait for waiver funding.
And just being able to get that person 1 or 2 days at the Frazer Center where they come in and everybody says hello and everybody smiles, and you have lunch with your friends, you go on a community outing, maybe you go to Fernbank Museum to watch a film, maybe you talk with one of our staff members about how you would like to find a job one day or what kind of a job you might want to have. It may not seem like a lot, but 2 days in our adult program is the equivalent of finding 50 new friends and having lots of conversations about what you want, what your goals are for your life, what you want to accomplish, what you need to learn. And, you know, to contrast that 2 days with sitting at home in front of a TV or just by yourself, it just doesn't take a lot to understand how life-changing it can be to be able to get a little bit of financial aid to these families so that they can help their sons or daughters.
Thank you so much for anything you're able to do to support the Flourish Fund. Every little bit makes a difference for us.
In terms of doing something that's going to have a ripple effect that changes lives for such a long time and in such a dramatic way, the Flourish Fund is about as good as it's ever going to get. We don't have to wait on anyone else, on the government or any other organization to create that solution. That's why I'm giving to the Flourish Fund.
So you see there a little bit of our work, the work that we do with adults with intellectual disabilities. We also work with children in an inclusive early education program. It's amazing work, but those of us who are here now doing this are able to be here with these wonderful people and do this amazing work because of volunteers and leaders and people who had vision 50 and 60 years ago, people like T. Porter. T, we just want to say thank you today. We had humble beginnings in 1949 and served a handful of children when we began. When T came on board in the 60s, we had just opened a new building, which now serves our early education program. By the 80s, we were opening a new building specifically to serve adults with disabilities. Through it all, T volunteered and advocated for our families and their loved ones, served in leadership positions, and was always available to lend her support. For this celebration today, we reached out to a few of the people who have witnessed T's amazing work. They offer us even more perspective on your amazing contribution, T.
Everybody calls me T, I don't know why. I think my brother, I have a younger brother, and I think he tried to say sister and ended up with T.
This is what Mother looked like at the time she first started volunteering with what was then the Cerebral Palsy Center.
T loves life and she loves to dance.
Her sense of humor and her ability to quickly get to the heart of the matter.
A Southern lady, very gracious, very calm.
Enjoys meeting and learning about people.
She always has a bright smile on her face. She asks great questions.
A great listener.
Probably one of the most gracious people I have met.
Just a pleasure to be around.
A role model that we can all admire and be inspired by.
It's an honor and a pleasure to talk to you today about my experience with Catherine T. Porter over my years of working with her at the Frazer Center, previously the Cerebral Palsy Center of Atlanta, and also with on the Children's Rehabilitation Center board.
I met T. Porter about a dozen years ago when I joined the Frazer Center board. She was a delightful person then, and she is a delightful person now.
Admiring her ability to be the bridge between the generation who founded Frazer Center and whose vision it was to fill a tremendous gap in the Atlanta marketplace for families that had no other options, no other places to turn.
They all came together to work for a common cause, and that was to provide a sanctuary for children that had disabilities.
There is no telling how many hundreds of children and families whose lives have been changed for better by her acts of kindness.
When issues would come up, T would listen to the description of the issues and listen to comments, and then present common sense, logical, calm recommendations on how to deal with the issue.
I remember going to the Cerebral Palsy Center and watching the volunteers.
As a child, I could not comprehend why other children couldn't do such basic things in life. Mother talked about patterning and helping them to learn to move.
but they would move their arms and legs in a pattern. And I can remember that's one of the things they did. There's this rhythmic moving of the limbs.
It was hard for me to understand why she wanted to go help these children, but she loved it and continued doing it for a long time.
I said our biggest challenge for the parents that they didn't undo what we were trying to do here during the day and make the children dependent. We were trying desperately to make them very independent.
She is a stabilizing voice in our discussions and always adds a bit of understanding that otherwise we might not have had.
Her institutional knowledge and her friendship with Becky Frazer and the other women who were instrumental in the founding has been invaluable in keeping the organization on track in terms of its mission and bringing its vision forward.
I think it was very meaningful for her to see it grow and also become successful.
Throughout her tenure, she's always been emotionally and intellectually engaged. T has come to every meeting, I believe. She hasn't missed a one at the CRC.
She comes no matter what. When there is a board meeting or a Zoom call, even at this stage in her life, saying, oh, I could use technology, or I know how to get on a Zoom call. She's not let any of that hold her back in terms of her participation and her commitment.
It's quite a testimony to her dedication and love of helping others.
It set such a powerful example to her children that we should do the same, that we should volunteer and get involved.
Her understanding of deep family commitment through her own life and the example that she has set, others have been able to come on the board and be alongside and get involved who might not have otherwise.
Amongst our friends, she is a bit of a rock star. She is well loved by many, many people.
When I see T, I'm always excited to find out about her granddaughter, Virginia. And the latest news from Virginia is that she married about a year or so ago, and she now has her first child, T's great-granddaughter.
Baby Tinsley, who has come on the scene, and it's my expectation, as it is of lots of other people who know and love T, and now Virginia and Ryan and baby Tinsley, that the cycle is going to continue. Next generation of CRC and Frazer Center board members.
So pleases me to see her recognized for the work that she's done over the years.
We're very, very proud of her and this achievement.
I wish T the best in her endeavors. She's going as strong as she ever has, and I know she has many more years ahead.
T, it's for me been an honor and a pleasure to work with you over these years.
We should continue to honor Mother by ourselves being involved in the community.
Wish you all the best. Thanks for all that you've done, and thanks for being you.
We love you.
T, I personally just can't thank you enough for the role you've played in building this organization and making it as strong and stable as it is today, for the vision you had early on, and for your example. I can't wait to share this with every young person I know. You epitomize what commitment and dedication is. I mean, 60 years of service to one cause and one organization. We all need to learn from that example. We are so glad we were able to do this in some way. We'd love to have been in person, all of us, but we're glad that we were able to do it in some way. We can't thank you enough again for all that you have done for the Frazer Center and for the hundreds and hundreds of children and adults and families who have who've had their lives changed because of you. And we're just so grateful that we have this time to honor you. We're going to open it up. I think Tanya and Dina are going to help me with moderating this, but if anyone would like to say a few words to T, either there in the room or here on Zoom, we have the opportunity for that.
So T, everybody knows you as a rock star, but I think you're a sweetheart. And I appreciate every effort you've made in working with the CRC and the Frazer Center. I hope this is a special day for you and your children. And we look forward to seeing you very soon when this COVID issue lifts. So thank you for all the work and energy you've put in to not only these organizations, but to your career and your life. We love you. Thank you.
Catherine, did you want to say a few words?
Well, I think I've already said most of what I wanted to say, but hi, Mom. It's your daughter, another Catherine Porter. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the portrait of Mother and what she looked like when, which I tried to show everybody when she worked at the Cerebral Palsy Center. So anyway, we love you, and I'm sure the other kids feel exactly the same way, and all of them are on the call, so everybody's here, which is great. And thank you for the Frazer Center doing this. What a treat for us to see all these people saying such wonderful things about Mother. So we appreciate it very much.
I would agree with that.
Thanks, Tanya.
I just want to say that T is not only gracious, but she is, of course, a beautiful Southern lady, but she is also a grande dame. All of us who grew up in the South know the meaning of that term, and she epitomizes everything that is lovely, that is gracious, that is kind, that is dedicated, and is a steel magnolia. Because as Henry said, she will listen, and George said she will listen, and then she will be very thoughtful, but she guided all of us so many times in making the best decisions we could make. So congratulations, T, for a wonderful service to a wonderful organization.
Wonderful. I see Claire, did you want to say a few words?
Yes. Hi, T. I am here at Sweetbriar College. So proud of you, and just you've done so much for the college as well as for the Frazer Center. It's a beautiful fall day here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, so I hope you can picture that drive up the driveway and being here, because we think of you so fondly here. But I remember moving to Atlanta and having you and Becky Frazier be some of my first friends. Ellen Adair and Mary Norwood told me the Frazer Center was the place I was going to have to get involved with, and so of course I did. But you always do amaze us, especially at the CRC board meetings, when you, with your laser focus, whether it's a financial question or it's a programmatic question, you always nail it when you ask one of your questions. And so I've really missed seeing you since I've been up here at Sweetbriar, but just so proud to say that you're an alumna and that you're a very good friend. And thank you for introducing me to the Frazer Center and for doing all that you've done for such a wonderful organization there in Atlanta.
Thank you, Claire. Thomas, I see you've unmuted yourself. Did you want to make a few remarks?
Yes, I'd love to. I think it's really nice that y'all are doing this for her after all these years of service. And I know Mother's happy and has been real happy to have done this.
Well, like I said, we had planned a big party for her in the spring, and unfortunately that got changed with the pandemic. But I'm very glad. It was especially enjoyable for me, Thomas, to be able to talk to all of the folks who are in the video and about T. She was one of the first people I met the first time I did an event here. And so I knew her legend. I knew T as a legend that she is. So anyway, we're so happy we could do this small gesture for everything that she's given us, which is, you know, you can't even quantify what she's done for this organization.
Oh, I know.
I did want to see Sharon is our board chair, Sharon Day. I know you had a few remarks you wanted to share, Sharon.
Sure. I wanted to thank T from each of our board members at the Frazer Center for her intelligence, her vision to serve children and families of adults with disabilities is an incredible and noble cause. And for us to know and understand what that means in order to provide that service, we have to have leadership from women like T. Porter. T, what you have done over the course of your career and your service in working with the service center, Frazer Center, excuse me, is phenomenal. It is beyond conceptualization in many people's minds. You have set out a course and a direction for our board for many, many years that we all will aspire to in terms of your vision, your intelligence, and your heart. So thank you so much. And I look forward to working with the board over the next couple of years, and our board thanks you deeply for your service, and we look forward to your continued insights.
Definitely. I see we also have the celebrity Tinsley, which is awesome. I've heard wonderful things about Tinsley.
Yes, we'll say that we're very proud of T and so thankful for her leadership in this organization. And Tinsley's first name is Catherine after T. So we love her very much and are just very thankful for her.
I'll send Tinsley a board recruitment form in the mail next week.
Sounds good.
Eric, I don't know if T wants to say a few words.
He does.
Okay,
you're going to have to listen. Let everybody be quiet and listen hard.
Okay.
Well, you're not in public.
My name is Mary Joel. I'm not a public speaker. I probably don't need this microphone. But I met T because we had many, many things in common. I have a disabled adult daughter who's 53, and I didn't know what to do, where to go. So the first place I just went to the cerebral palsy and just said, can you just give me any direction? There was one pediatric neurologist in Atlanta. So anyway, on we went, and eventually I served on Governor Busby's task force for the educational part for 2 years. And I am so proud to be a camaraderie with you because we developed a place called Just People that serves 306 residents that are very high functioning and 100 every day at the daycare where they learn to groom and they're all adults and they were kind of left by the wayside. I'm very proud of Just People. And he has been a great supporter.
Okay, anybody else? I guess you can go ahead there.
All right. Is there anybody else that I've missed who would like to make a comment, speak up in case I don't see you on my screen? Oh, there we go. Patty. Yes, Patty's got one.
And Russell.
And Russell, you can go ahead. Oh, okay, I'll go ahead. So we're so proud of Mother, and as Catherine said, the example she has set, and for us and our family as well as the community at large. And I want you to know how much she has been looking forward to this. And we're so thrilled that you didn't let a little pandemic stop you from doing something to celebrate Mother. And it's really great. So thank you very much. And thank you for all the fabulous work that you all do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Russell,
I just wanted to echo the same thing. I remember going out there as a small child, because I'm far younger than the rest of my siblings, and being out there at the Cerebral Palsy Center, you know, on a Saturday afternoon, with, you know, while mom was working or doing whatever she was doing, and I was playing with the other children who were out there, or playing, you know, with blocks or whatever I could do. And so I have fond memories of being out there as, you know, as a small child, when I was a kid. But I also just want to thank you all, Tanya and Paige and everyone else who works out there, for the work you do. I mean, it is remarkable that a center like this exists, and the staff that you all have assembled, and the work you do to help people in Atlanta. I mean, it is an incredible center that really is managed and run by you all. And I think you just deserve a tremendous amount of credit for the work you do, how you've been able to grow this organization into what it is today, and what the service it does to the people of Atlanta. And I, you know, it's great that our mother has been able to be a part of this, but it's you all who are there day in and day out, helping people get through their lives in a way that they never would have been able to do without you. So just want to recognize the real work that y'all are doing every day, all day. Just thank you.
thank you, Russell. As I look on my screen, I see either T's family or former board members of the Frazer Center, and sometimes both. And I want to just tell you, in these obviously cliched, unprecedented times, the Frazer Center has extraordinary leadership with Paige McKay-Cubic, and we have several staff members on here who are in the trenches doing it every day. The reason that we're strong today and managing to continue to serve through these very difficult times is because of T. Porter and so many of the folks on this call with us today. We are trying to carry on that strong tradition of the women who have built this organization, that we don't accept the answer, well, that's what everybody does. We say, no, we're going to do it the right way. So, you know, we're open, we're serving families, we're making sure adults and children with disabilities have the support they need and deserve. And the only reason we could weather this storm this year in 2020 is because of so many of you folks, but especially because of T. So you make my development job so easy, T. I can't even tell you. Thank you for making my job so easy. Paige, did you want to say a few words and we'll close out?
I totally echo what Tanya said. I appreciate your words, Russell, and it is an honor to be able to be here and do this work every day. But I've only been here for 7 years. T had been here for 60. She'd been here for a long time before I got here. So as Tanya said, T and so many of the leaders who are on this call built the organization, and I'm honored that they have entrusted our team to continue that legacy. We wouldn't have been able to do any of what we do now without all of the hard work for so many decades that all the folks on this call have done for us, and especially T. T, we look forward to when we can all be together in person again. Hopefully, that won't be too much longer, but we love you, and we are so grateful to you for everything you've done, and we will do our best to continue holding up that legacy that you've built and following in your footsteps. So thank you.
Wonderful. I want to give as we wrap it up, I'm going to give a special shout out to Dina, who put together that amazing video for Mrs. Porter. With all the wonderful memories. The two videos that we shared today, we'll go ahead and send those links out to everybody who's on the call today if you want to look at them at another time or in a different way. And if anybody wants a link for the recording of this event to share with somebody else, just send me an email or give me a ring and I'll make sure you get a copy of it. But thank you all very much. And T, yeah.
We've got one more comment.
Oh, sweet. Okay, come on.
All right. I want to really bring this home. Only served several politics all the time. He served.
Eric, we can't hear unless they use a mic.
He's using a mic.
Oh.
I don't think the mic is on, Eric.
All the people on the 12th floor. And you looked after us in the 12th floor for a long time, and I'm sure you did a lot of people in Lynbrook. So not only did you contribute in the external part of the line, but you've been an integral part of Lynbrook, and we want to thank you for that.
Wonderful. We don't get to usually hear clapping on Zoom calls, so that's awesome. All right, well, thank you all so much for joining us. We will send you the link, so if you want to see the videos again or send this event out to anyone else, but we'll just give one more shout out to you, T. Can't wait to throw you a party in person when this is all over. All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Wonderful.